Well, my friends, I've been telling you for the longest time, that these have been some of the greatest moments that I am seeing happening before us now. Some of the greatest moments. And I've often told you, as we've been through this, through thick and thin, that I'm not necessarily one who just becomes unreasonably excited over things that are just. But my friends, I'm telling you something right now. Tonight is the night. This is the chance for us to stop for a second, take a deep breath, and to recognize the fact that what we are seeing actually makes sense, because it seems, as I have been saying, that it is over for the Biden crime family. And the reason why we say that, the reason why we do this, is through a couple of ventures, a couple of movements. And what we need to do, first of all, is to recognize the fact that we don't have data per se, but we have to look at what's going on. To wit, I've been reading the tenor of the statements regarding the plea deal that fell apart, and it has been highlighting the notion of Hunter being dismally affected, saddened, dejected as he gets off his private plane. His private plane, bad optics as he walks back without an entourage, signaling abandonment. None of this makes any sense to me. I told you about this. When you went before this judge, he has some of the best lawyers, I guess, from the best law firms. And there's either they are the sloppiest, or they have nothing but contempt for this judge. They thought we can do whatever we want. You have the plea agreement, and then you have the diversion agreement. The diversion agreement is pretty much pro forma. It just defines usually the terms and conditions of what Hunter has to do in order to have his charges ultimately dropped. That's what has to be done. Okay, fine. That's what's done. Terrific. Wonderful. Great. But what's happened here is that they decided in this diversion part of this to basically slip in this piece of information that basically provides almost this omnibus transactional immunity from everything. And the judge said, wait a minute, whoa, what? Do you think I'm going to rubber stamp this? Basically, do you think I'm an idiot? Do you understand how this thing works? Do you grasp this? It's incredible. I mean, was the DOJ in cahoots on this? She could have called everybody in. She could have raised holy hell. She could have issued an order to show cause to the Attorney General. Get your ass down here now, because they represent the Attorney General. They are Assistant United States Attorney from the Department of Justice. And you're doing this to me? Do you think I'm an idiot? You're sliding this thing? You would have had me rubber stamp something which basically allows him, provides almost a pardon in futuro? How does this happen? And they said no. And did you hear the latest? This is the part that kills me. Let me take some coffee. I got to get ready for it. Bobby Kennedy Jr. said that the Department of Homeland Security denied his request for Secret Service protection. Since the assassination of my father in 1968, Candidates for president are provided Secret Service protection, but not me. Twitter, Kennedy's son on X, the previous platform known as Twitter. Our campaign's request included a 67-page report from the world's leading protection firm, detailing unique and well-established security and safety risks aside from commonplace death threats. The Secret Service is authorized to protect major presidential and vice presidential candidates and their spouses within 120 days of a general election. Do you understand how stupid this is? Do you grasp this? If I was one of the major donors, I would say, what are you doing? He is our this is Gavin Newsom's major opposition. Don't give this man anything. He can't get through a sentence without talking about my father. My father, we had at the dinner table every night, we read the Bible. And we did a novena. And every night, my father, my uncle, my assassination. Why are you giving this man the ability to say anything? What are you doing? I can understand corruption any day. Stupid, I can't. I can't understand stupid. What are they doing? How does this thing work? What are you doing? That's just the thing. It's just this stupid stuff. Stupid. And you think somebody would pick up the phone, some big macher, some big major donor, and say, who in the F is Jack Smith? What is he doing? How many counts? Enough. You made your point. You're stepping on your, as the expression goes. You know what I will? I don't know who his co-defendants are, but in my perfect world, I would love to have something to the effect of Trump bringing. Remember the real McCoy? Remember Pepino? Remember that? Remember Pepino? Hey, little Luke. Hey, Hattie. Hey, Pepino. Imagine some groundskeeper with a hat. Listen to me. I'm sorry, Mr. Trumpet. Listen, Pepino. Don't worry about that. Let Pepino go. Listen, I don't know nothing about the thing. He told me to make the thing go away. Okay, I did the thing. They're going after the landscaper? They did whatever Trump told them to do. They're not going to tell their boss, no, I'm not going to do that. Sorry. I know a little bit about obstruction of justice, but none of this makes any sense. It's over. I'm telling you. This is the greatest thing in the world. And now you're denying Secret Service to a man whose family is associated with assassination? What are you doing? When we saw him this week, we saw a pretty sizable, there were metal detectors, thank God. By the way, when I go to a place and I see metal detectors, that's good for me. What I mean to say is I like to see that. See, it's not that bullet that's got your name on it. That's the problem. It's the one that says to whom it may concern. That's the problem. So there were obvious security there, which was good. But you see what I'm saying? How stupid is it? You would say, yes. Don't even let him ask. Don't even let him ask. Of course you're going to do this. Yes. And if you don't have any money, use some of the money we're pissing away in Ukraine buying whatever the hell it is, cluster bombs or whatever. Come, what? And see, what's happening right now is the best part is Trump is just elevating. I think he speaks tonight, right, in Iowa. He's meteoric. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's the greatest thing in the world. It is beyond anything I can imagine. I'm seeing these things, and I'm saying to myself, are they that stupid? Are they sending a message? I don't know. But don't think for a moment that the Republicans are going to seize upon this and act upon it beautifully. Now is the position. Now is the time. If it's possible, I don't know how President Trump could do this. I don't know. But imagine this. President Trump stands up and says, we are going to provide you with your security. Now, the Kennedys have enough money for the security, but something this involves logistics. See, the reason why Secret Service is not just having somebody show up at at an event, armed. That's not what it is. Only it's about people standing there who are able to get the intel and to be able to work on this constantly. People who have people dedicated specifically to what's going on and what's being said, and that's the critical part. That's the important part of it. This is the idea. It's not that you have security there, but that you're able to work with the coordination of law enforcement. Secret Service can do that, and they can run advanced teams, and they know what to do. But the Kennedy is a. Do you see what's happening? Feel excited. People are saying, and let me tell you what the mood is. A couple of things. Number one, this is the reaction with Trump. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hear the news? What? Oh, new indictment. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, new indictment. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, it's about time too. Yeah, he's it's boring. It's boring. The New York indictment was funny. The indictment in New York, and oh my God, MTG came down. Oh my God. And then this Jack Smith shows up. It's like it's a killjoy. And do you think because they're saying now in Fulton County we're having if they hit him with another indictment, it's like, you know what, just stop. Again, big money, big Dems are saying, what are you doing? At first, people said, every time this happens, this bolsters Trump's reputation. And to a certain extent, that's true. I thought, but not really. I do now. Absolutely. Don't you? Don't you? For the first time, people will say, okay, enough with this. Okay, enough. I'm tired. And then you see these pictures. Look at this picture. Here's Hunter Biden. Look at this. And by the way, MTG, to an extent, she's very sloppy in her. I like what she does. I like the message. She's just very brusque. She, you know what I mean? She's got to kind of tone that down. But listen, I'll take it. How about this picture here? Here's Hunter with the meth pipe or the crack pipe. Here he is right now. Here he is nude with a gun. And if he fires that round, it looks like a hotel. And those walls are very thin. And that round can go right through it and hit some innocent bystander. This is what's going on right now. What does this man need a gun for? He is under protection. He gets Secret Service protection. Bobby Kennedy doesn't. He gets protection. He gets 24-hour security. He can pick up the phone and tell the Secret Service, hey, listen, my credit card doesn't work. Can you pay for this hooker? Can you facilitate some Mann Act violation? I'm arranging for women to be taken over state lines for the purposes of prostitution. Ask Jack Johnson about that. That law hasn't gone away. Do you see what's happening? This people are sick of it. They're sick of this. And it's about time. And Trump's got to play this perfectly. But this is his to lose. Somebody said, and I do not know if it's true, that in 2015, Trump was like running like 1% compared to like, Romney. Or was not Romney, Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush had the money. Jeb Bush, this is Prescott Bush's grandson. He had everything. Jeb Bush. Oh my God, Jeb Bush. And they killed him. Cruz, Rubio, one after. Where did he come from? And he's just, don't let Trump up. Get him down. Get him down. If you're going to beat him, you better keep him down. But he doesn't do this. Trump doesn't he's not human. He's from another planet. I don't understand one of the things. I don't understand it. Most people would be, oh, I'm depressed. I'm drinking. He's like, come on, let's go. Bring it on. And he goes right back at you. He doesn't even take a breath of fresh air. I mean, a breath. I have been so wrong about him. He has done things where I said, don't, for the love of God, don't call him a deranged person. And he does, and he's right. Or he's so kind at a party and happened to see you were live. We'll listen to the entire podcast later, but I wanted to tell Lionel Nation, love you all. Have a great weekend. R. Heath, Ramona, thank you, Ramona. Thank you so much. At a party. You watch this later. And spread the word. Spread the word. This is something where I have been over here and over here. You've got to also look at the fact that Ron DeSantis has just completely just disintegrated. Have you noticed this? Ron DeSantis is just nowhere. He's just nowhere. Dear God, have you seen this? It's just I'm fascinated. Sometimes things make me ask questions. Let me tell you one question I'm having. Maybe you can help me with this. I'm getting so sick of this movie Oppenheimer. I'm changing the subject a little bit. And I don't know why. And I'm so sick of it. I don't care how you made it. Let's talk about Sound of Freedom. By the way, has everybody seen the Sound of Freedom? Have you seen the Sound of Freedom? Please see this. Drive these people crazy. Let's see. Lizzie asked a good question. What time is Trump rally? Let's see where this is. Stream the Trump rally today online. Fox Nation. I don't think so. You know who's good is that right side broadcast. I don't know if they're still doing it. Bless their heart. But they were always there. I always liked those folks. Where is it? Is it Iowa? Where the hell is it? Christie. I don't know where it is. Let me see this. Is it Iowa? I don't know. It says, yep, Trump's speech at Iowa rally. Yeah. It was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Somebody please provide this. I saw this morning. Somebody had written tonight. I don't know this. Tony says, I heard the Sound of Freedom has been open for international result. You know what? That movie is so great. And by the way, that is so important. Let me just bring you up to speed on that one. And this is something. This is from the heart. From the heart on this one. You know, when there's nothing like being right. And there's something very sad about being right about something that is sad. This is the piece we did last eve. We call it The Summit. This is Ellen and I together. It's very interesting. I think it's very good. It's been very well received, and I want to refer you to that. Yeah, Liz Solak said, yeah, 8:30 I guess tonight. It is on Right Side Broadcast right now, and yes, Iowa. Good. I like those folks, Right Side. I like those folks. They were there during all of this. It was just so terrific to see these folks do so well. In any event, so for the longest time, Mrs. L was talking about kids, and people would say, "Oh yeah," and she never deviated. Never deviated from the message. Never deviated from the message. Never changed. Never went away. Never nothing. Never veered. Nothing. And she told people about this. And there's also digital safety. And she always emphasized, domestic trafficking. And all right, make a long story short. So, what's interesting to note with all of this, which I find so fascinating, is that something caught on. And I love this. And I love when something catches on and there is a grassroots kind of an event, of a feel. When people say, no, we're going to do this. And as soon as it's almost like bringing the guys from Rolling Stone, call these folks, conspiracy theorists. That's what did it. Then it was off to the races. And they tried everything. And you got to ask yourself, how do these sick people actually object to promoting a movie which highlights the horrors of child human trafficking? Can you do you need me to say this again? Let me try this again. They don't like the fact that Mel Gibson-esque and Caviezel-esque people are promoting something that would call attention to the systematic capture and distribution, like chattel slavery. The people who are into slavery, this so much. By the way, do these kids get reparations? Do they get reparations? All of these kids, do they get reparations from Colombia or whatever these stories? I mean, they're into reparations, right? I think they're, and this is new and it's right now, and we know who they are. We don't have to wait generations from now. Nobody wants to talk about that. This is how sick these people are. This is how sick. If I ran the show, if I ran the deep state, my memo would say, whatever you do, you don't say anything about these people. Just let them go to their movie and shut up and move on. Don't cause attention. What do you want to do? You want to jump in? You want to get on the wrong end of the fight with that? There's kids. We're talking about kids, and you're doing what? You're coming out against this? What is the matter with you? This is how demented. See, this is the part I don't understand. Don't they know how to play this game? Don't they know how to play this game? I would have said to them, don't say a word. Just let them do it. Period. Biden, give him the Secret Service. What the hell's the matter with you? Something happens to him? What are you, nuts? You want to talk about conspiracy theories? Dear God. Can you not see what's happening here? And there are people so sick in the world who would say, if this happened, then they would go back to Biden or the Democrats, and then they would be blamed. This is the world we live in. What are you doing? And you would have also taken Hunter Biden and say, pick him up, take him to some dry out clinic in Switzerland on a mountain and get him out of here. Pull a Rosemary Kennedy, lobotomize him, do whatever you want. Get him out of here. I don't want to see him. Do I make myself clear? I don't want, he's not here anymore. Why? He's in, here he is, and show him being, electroshocked or whatever it is. Dear Lord. Now, friends, I want to thank you. Thank you for your kindness. I must terminate this at this particular time. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow might be 9 a.m., not 8 a.m., 9 a.m., a little later tomorrow. But please, thank you for your time. Thank you for your love. We will see you tomorrow, and you are terrific. I'm so honored to be with you. Have a great and glorious time. See you tomorrow morning, and comment. No, what am I saying? I forgot. I'm getting the wrong one. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. That's the one. Ta-ta.